Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, it's been announced that we do have a major trade deal with the US, and of course, Starmer is out there with his little fixed rictus grin of a man who started with a fart and then it stopped halfway through and became something else. He's like this as he's shaking hands. You know the way he does. But it's been unveiled. Now, you've got to remember is that this didn't just happen in the 8-9 months that Starmer's been there. This has been years in the making. There might have been some massaging at the end, but I mean, predominantly this is a Tory deal. Let's not forget that, even though Starmer's going to claim all the credit. However, they have said that they've got a deal that's quite good. And ostensibly, it's not bad. There's a couple of things, and I'm just going to go through it. I think it's fair that we do go through it. So he's unveiling this deal. It was unveiled at 4 o'clock. And as I'm recording this, it's 10 past 4. But this video won't go out probably till 5 by the time I finish upload it and whatever. So it'll be 5 o'clock, I think, if you watch this straight away, if you don't mind a grumpy dog. But, you know, it's literally, I've had to go through it spot on. Anyway, there's for the Americans, it's pretty good. Anyway, unprecedented access to the UK market, including ethanol, beef, cereals, fruits, vegetables, animal feed, tobacco, soft drinks, shellfish, textiles, chemicals, and machinery. Fast tracking of American goods through UK customs. Okay, I'll deal with that. Final details being written up in the coming weeks, but so this is just like a blanket approach. Details to bring into UK an economic security cover with the US. Okay, I can get that. Trump said that final details are still, like I say, still being written up. Anyway, he's been saying it's pretty good, but with some of the key points I want to go on, actually very good points, right? UK agricultural markets are opened up to the US, which means that we can sell stuff to the US up to a value of £5 billion. Sweet. A 10% tariff does stay, unfortunately. However, that does mean we're still in the top low tariff zone. But, and this is the thing that will screw the EU over a barrel and something that will stop Britain joining the EU overnight. We've got a quota. Now, where anyone else imports cars to America, they currently have to pay 25%, or they'll be charged a 25% tariff. So your BMWs, your Mercedes, or whatever, anything that's made in Europe going across will have to pay, or will be subject to a 25% tariff. Britain has got a quota of 100,000 cars. No tariff on the first 100,000 cars. I don't know how many cars Britain builds in a year. And I don't know how many of them currently get exported to America. But I'm going to come to that in a second. After the 100,000 quota, only a 10% tariff, not a 25% tariff. And we've got the same tariffs on steel. So we've got matching tariffs on steel. So if the UK tariffs down to, say, 5% on US steel, British steel get the same thing, 5% tariff. But we do very specialist steel, so that actually works out good for us. Aerospace exports tariff-free both ways. Bada bing. Now, why is that good? Well, let's have a look at the cars. For a start, it means that any cars made in Britain will be tariff-free up to 100,000 cars. So for BMW, for example, they own Mini. They can continue selling Minis in America, tariff-free. So they're not going to close the Mini plant in Cowley and move it across to Germany, because they won't sell any Minis in Germany then, will they? So that's good news for the good people of Cowley. And so, you know, you get things like that. Nissan up in the northeast, perhaps, might just be a bit of a saving grace for them. It may even offer an option for someone like, for example, BMW to start making cars in Britain for export to America. Who knows? That's excellent. Aerospace. This is another one. We make parts. We don't make the planes, but we make parts for the aerospace industry. Think Rolls-Royce engines. for example. Think parts for wings. Think of just general repairs and maintenance parts that we make. They go across. Tariff free. High tech industry, high cost industry, not bad. The existing 10% tariff on everything else, that should have been shaved. That should have been gone, or at the very least dropped down to 5%, just to sort of rub the noses in it. But I think we've done quite well on that. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. Let me know what you think. Thanks a lot. Bye.